Y'all have the same amount of division titles as we do in the last 12 years. You do? We have 3. Y'all have 3.
No doubt. I never disagreed with you.
Can you take that trash bag off your stop wearing that trash bag every week, man? I don't want to be talking about the
Cowboys. Hey, y'all ain't finna gang up on the Cowboys, man.
Hey man, let me tell you something, JWill. You got to. I'm gonna give you props with the Clemson shirt on. Although I'm an Alabama fan, man. Y'all, yeah.
You already know what time it is.
Yeah, I know what time it is. You beat the damn living snot out of us a couple years ago, man. I ain't forgave you since.
Ron, we both
Roll Tide.
Right?
What's going on?
We the best losers. Because Dak Prescott record against the Washington Redskins is 7-1. So when y'all got then y'all come to the top of the losing boat.
Well, let's see. Let's check this out this year. We're gonna change the way you feel about that this year, champ.
You know what? Listen, I don't want no excuses for Dak. I don't want to hear him about he hurt. I want him to play both so we can bust his. I can't wait till we bust his ass this year, dog.
Hey,
I'm telling you, I don't want
Not gonna happen. Not gonna
It's gonna happen.
Nothing.
Hey,
Bust his ass.
Hey, they acting like they have 8 chances to do it. And then
it's not gonna happen.
Wait. You said, do we have what to do it?
Y'all had 8 chances to do it, and you only did it once.
Okay.
It's a whole new regime.
Let's talk about this year. And
y'all sound like Cowboy fans right now. It's a whole year.
Exactly, man. We're gonna change the way both of you feel about that.
Well, we swept them last
Trust
year,
and
right?
believe. Huh?
We
swept them last year.
Y'all swept us with Ben DiNucci.
Okay, who fault is that?
I'm proud of that.
Who did we beat you with?
Bro, listen, we talking about
we beat you with a one-legged quarterback. What up? Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast, where sports and combos collide. I am your host, Fredo, co-host Mo Money, JWill, and special guest. Well, she ain't even special guest, she family, aka Millz Lane.
Hey, I'm back. What's up?
Welcome back, babe. How y'all be this morning?
Oh, I'm good, man.
I'm outstanding, man. Hey, real quick. That intro, it aged well, didn't it?
What happened was
that intro just made it so much better, man.
I see that intro just gave you guys a jolt of energy, man. So
hey, it put me on a high.
And I want to shout out Ron Russ. I haven't seen Ron Russ in about 20 years.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's the big homie, man. That is the big homie, man. He added something special to this podcast, man. Like I said, we want him to come back on whenever he's free. So absolutely, shout out to Double R. So look here, guys. How y'all? Yeah, everybody feel good, right? Everybody feeling good. I went to the gym this morning, Mo. You'll be proud. So I know, man. I'm working on them bilaterals and bisexuals.
Got the cheeks a little rosy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Fred look a little younger this morning.
Got my little cream. I mean, man, I don't know, man. I'm trying to catch up, bro.
Hey, you got to do something to keep that stress down, because them damn Washington Commanders, boy, they're gonna have you stroking out.
Hell no, not this year, buddy. I'm done. I got a new attitude. Hey, with that being said, guys, we're gonna get into it right quick. Let's type in. So look here. I was listening to a YouTube clip a couple of weeks ago, and it was someone was interviewing Deion Sanders, and they was asking him about the pros and cons in terms of, like I said, the college transfer portal. And he was basically saying that, he didn't get a chance. I guess he could, and don't quote me for verbatim, but he was saying something like, okay, he couldn't sign, like I said, a lot of seniors out of high school or what have you, because he picked up a lot of kids or a lot of athletes from the transfer portal, which I think is going to end up becoming problematic. Because this transfer portal is like free agency via college, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's picking up everybody's, whatever didn't work out here is going to work out here. What are you guys thoughts on that, man? What is that going to become a problematic situation going forward? Do the NCAA need to stipulate this, and put in some stipulations in terms of who can transfer and who can't transfer, because this thing is going to get crazy, man. And Nick Saban said this from the start. He said, "Hey, I'm warning you right now, this is going to become a problem." And as you can see, we already picked up, like I said, 3 of the top 10 transfers via college football already. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Talk to me, Millz.
Fellas, can I start?
Ladies first.
Hey, ladies first. Ladies. I'm looking a little bit like Queen Latifah.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, I definitely think in the last 2 years, we have seen how it can become a problem. It's a two-way street. Coaches who need better players, they always hungry, they always looking. But the lesson that is teaching the athletes, I think, is a negative. Where they think, okay, well, aside from the fact that sometimes you get into a program and the coach leaves, then that's kind of like womp womp. Yeah, I might want to go learn under somebody else. But I do think it can become a problem, or is becoming a problem, because it's teaching the lesson to these young athletes that, you know what, if I'm not getting my playing time, or I'm not doing, let me just give up on this school and go somewhere else. And then what a lot of these athletes are finding when they go somewhere else, you're not the man or the woman either. You know what I'm saying? So what that will long-term affect is your mental. And I just think I think it should be regulated a little better.
I agree, better.
All
great
right.
point. Great perspective.
That's a great point. And I used to think the same way, Miss Millz, that, at that age, you should be controlled because your cognitive decision-making hasn't reached maturity. However, I'm going to play devil's advocate because nobody tuned in for us all to agree. So here's my problem, and here's my other perspective. Here's the other devil's advocate to it. Can any other college student just transfer all willy-nilly? Yes, they can. If they get to a program and they feel like it's not for them, they can go to another college. They might have to waste some tuition, but they have that freedom. I believe, and when I say this, I don't mean this to be really derogatory, but it is what it is. The NCAA had like a slave mentality. When you get in there, it felt like that program owned your rights. You had no right to capitalize off of your likeness. You had no right to move. It was almost like a sharecropping mentality. So I'm all for the players having a little attitude, because we've seen and heard the stories of coaches like Urban Meyer just talking to players and degrading them because they knew they couldn't go anywhere. Or like Bob Knight and how he treated his players back in the day because they had some type of largesse over them. So I believe this levels the playing field. You can no longer go to a program and just treat a player any old kind of way because they have the freedom of choice. So that's my perspective on it. I think it holds these colleges accountable. Like they can't just stack 15 players on the roster at one position and just, and talk to them any old kind of way. So that's my perspective.
I love that too, though, Mo.
Yeah, I'm on the other side too. I feel like I don't really feel like it's going to become problematic. It might, let me say this, for the NCAA, I don't think it'll be problematic. What I think is going to be a problem for is some of these like mid-grade athletes coming out of high school, just because now that coaches are able to go get these third-year players who want to leave, or these fifth-year seniors who every coach is going to take a fifth-year senior over a freshman out of high school. That's just the bottom line. So the top athletes out of high school going to get recruited regardless. But now you about to start seeing some of these middle-of-the-pack athletes who used to could go get like a second or third spot on the depth chart at Mississippi State. Now they're going to have to go to like an Appalachian State because Mississippi State about to start getting all these players out of the transfer portal. So, but as far as like NCAA, I'm with Mo. I like the fact that the players can look. If the coach promised me one thing and I come here and it's not working out, or he's not a man of his word, if you're just not good, I mean, you're going to find that out if you transfer anyway. So I like the fact that the players got freedom to transfer if they feel like it's not working. If you hurt your career and go somewhere else and still not play, that's on you and your career. But for some of these players who are actually good enough, who coaches might have a vendetta against them, or you got some coaches who just nasty like that, I feel like those players should have the freedom to go somewhere else and shine, because at the end of the day, it's all about the college athletes wanting to get to the next level. I don't feel like an athlete in college, you only got 4 years to do it. So if you riding the bench for 3 years and you know you're good enough to play somewhere, to get your name out there, to get your numbers out there for these NFL scouts, I feel like he should have the freedom to do that. I don't feel like a college athlete, maybe an NFL athlete. Okay, cool. If it's not working out how you want, you still getting paid. But a college athlete, they trying to get to that next level. So I feel like they shouldn't just be locked down just because I committed to LSU 1 year and it's just completely different from what you promised. And I know I'm a top athlete. Like I know I'm better than the guy in front of me. I don't feel like they should be locked down in that one system.
I mean, I agree with everybody's perspective, but I'm more on the side of Millz Lane on this as well, because look here, man, what you're teaching these athletes is like, hey, if it don't work out for you here, you know what I'm saying, instead of just trying, you know what I'm saying, and what happened to the actual competition, you know what I'm saying, in terms of competing for your spot? You know what I'm saying? Because competition brings out what, guys? The best in all of us at the end of the day, right? But a lot of these guys don't want to compete, and they don't get their way because they were a 5-star when they came in, and now they're not getting the playing time that they want because because of competition. Now they want to leave and transfer to somewhere else. So what are your guys' thoughts in terms of that from that aspect?
I got one for you, Fred. Let me push back a little bit.
Okay, fine.
So we all know in life, nothing is fair. And competition is only as great as the person that's judging it. So what if the deck is stacked against you and this coach has a favorite and they didn't really want to bring you on? It might have been an assistant that wanted to bring you on and they never give you a shot. You never get a chance to play and you killing this person in practice. You killing them in whatever drills it is and you just never get that shot. So what is a player supposed to do then when they are competing? But because of their position on the depth chart or the coach might not like their cultural conditioning, they never get that shot.
So Mo, are you for regulating it more? Because I mean, there are different circumstances for different student athletes. So in that case, yeah, I mean, if a coach is just disrespecting you or the vibe is not right after you've made your decision and you've been in the system for a minute to see how it is, should there be regulation? And okay, if you meet the top 3 criteria and you want to enter the portal, this is when you can be allowed to meet the, then that you can move on or at least throw your hat in the ring again. Or if you regulate it, does that really put a damper on anybody that wants to move freely? I think that, if we regulate it, that could be positive and negative again. So,
right.
I feel like Fred, I'm like, again, I'm with Mo. Like, so I get it, the competition brings out the best of you, but why do I have to sit here and compete with 4 other 5-stars when I can go somewhere else and compete against them by playing them?
But you knew that coming in, though, bro.
You knew that not always, because Alvin Kamara said he transferred to Tennessee. He didn't know Derrick Henry, TJ. He didn't know Alabama had 5 stars in the running back room, bro. And when they got in there the first day, Alvin Kamara said, bro, like, what are we doing here? Like, we're not about to play. They already got Mark Ingram. Bro, you got 5 stars. Like, and what did he do? He transferred to Tennessee. Like, why would I stay here and compete with 5 other 5 stars when Tennessee, right here in the SEC, don't got nobody? I could just transfer there and play. If he would have stayed at Alabama, Alvin Kamara wouldn't have been the Alvin Kamara we know, because he was at the bottom of that depth chart.
Exactly.
So that's a prime example.
No, I totally get that point, bro. I totally get it. And I'm all for people. Like I said, I have nothing against people transferring, especially when you sign because of a coach and that coach just up and leave, and then you're stuck there with the new regime. So I understand it from that perspective as well. It's just that, like what Millz said, that at the end of the day, man, it should just be regulated a little bit, because it's starting to get like free agency. I mean, real like free agency all over the place. And then you got to look at these 3 stars and these 4 stars, that was promised to be recruited by this particular school. And then now they're hands off now. Right. So
isn't this what's happening on the high school level, though? With parents moving all around every district, shuffling kids. Oh, we ain't getting the playing time. Oh, this team got the elite AAU team. I want to play with this coach. Let's figure out a way to lie and say we all living in this all one tenement apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing it, so they get used to it. I've taught an athlete who moved. I mean, when I say moved in high school, 3-4 different schools, but then did the same thing on the college level. Yeah. I always
I'm a victim.
Our coaches aware. I mean, you have to be when you're recruiting. Are you going to think that student athlete is going to be loyal to you? Does that drop your stock a little bit if you've moved around in high school like that, if you're going to be that type of player on the college level? So,
But I mean, I'm going to push back one real quick, and then I know we got to move on.
Okay.
Loyalty is a two-way street. If a college athlete or any athlete gets hurt, that college or that high school, they move on. You never heard of this player. It's done. And also in sports, it's a larger microcosm of life. If we get to a job in the civilian sector and we don't like it for whatever reason, we have the ability to move on.
We encourage to move on
and seek economic prosperity.
Right.
So why is it not the same in sports, and why is it frowned upon in sports when those things, when you just jockeying for economic prosperity?
Right. Like I said, I totally agree with everybody's perspective. I guess I'm just on the side, and like I said, with you guys, I play double advocate again. What are we teaching our kids, man? When the going gets tough, we quit and we just take our ball and go home and go somewhere else. No, or, I mean, I think we all got great points. I think we're all saying the same thing in just different terms. I agree with you, Mo, and I agree with you, Jonathan, especially you, Millz. But at the end of the day, it's just like I said, it's a combination of all points at the end of the day. So, hey guys, let me ask you guys this. I want to know your thoughts in terms of pros and cons of the NIL deals, which is the name, image, and likeness deals. I know we talked about this briefly a while ago, but we really didn't hone on in it the way I wanted to. I want to get your perspective about it, Millz.
Because y'all know I'm an educator and I have a few D1 players out there right now. When I talk to the parents, it's like it's exciting, but if your child is not the man or the woman, and they're not getting the big money, it could, on the surface, it look good, but I just need y'all to buy like 200 jerseys that say my kid's name so he can make 25 cents on the dollar. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it's one of those situations where, it's exciting at first. It's the shiny, gold watch or whatever you want to say it is. But again, people feelings gonna get hurt when their stuff not selling like they wanted to. So
Good point.
That's a great point. My thoughts on it is you should have the freedom to do so. If your name ain't selling, probably mean you ain't that good. So I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real.
That's a bar right there, bro.
Just keeping it real. Like you got a player like let's think about it, right? Back in the day, just think about how much money a player like Tim Tebow could have made off his likeness. Charlie Ward, even a couple seasons ago, Zion Williamson. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
I understand the smaller guys in the room, but let's be real about it. They never would have made any money. This is targeted for the ones that are bringing money to the program. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm all for it. Also, is with one caveat. We got to educate these players because there's a lot of snakes out there. There's a lot of crooks, that could take advantage of them. So this is an opportunity for them to get educated. So hopefully the colleges are now offering these pro athletes as a part of their curriculum, a marketing class, some type of way to help them understand how they can brand their own likeness. And I hope these players got the right people in their circle because one false deal could just do irreparable damage to the rest of your career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Mo, man. Mine's gonna be short and sweet. I mean, I'm with Mo. I feel like like you said, if you good, your stuff gonna sell. But if you're not, it's not. I mean, you're just not gonna make no money from it. But everybody should have that freedom to, try to make some money from it. You never know. You might have a player that you got some of these guys that's not that good, but they fan favorites. So those guys can capitalize off of, hey, I'm not gonna make it to the next level. Let me make some money now. Like the whole school chanting for this one guy to get off the bench and get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? But that's how college kids now are. So these fans in the crowd might troll a little bit and be like, you know what? Everybody, let's go buy his jersey to try to get coach to put him in. You know what I'm saying? That kid, you ain't gonna make it to the next level, but while you in college, he can try to make some money from it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, let me play devil's advocate, guys. like I said, I'm in agreement with you guys at the end of the day in terms of, hey, it's a capitalistic society. You want everybody to capitalize on it, on these NIL deals at the end of the day. But let's just say this, right? I'm Alabama, and I got 5 stars out the yin yang, right? And I got like the Bryce Youngs and the Henry Tuototos or what have you, getting NIL deals. But what happens if I got a roster of 65 players and I got, like I said, I got 5 players getting these NIL deals and nobody else is getting anything else? Could that be a situation where it could divide the team? Could that be problematic?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. If another player counting another player's money, they not for the pros.
Right.
That's just a sucker move. You know what I'm saying? They need to learn some principles of life. I can't count another man's money. If somebody else getting paid, I need to figure out how and get it with them. I don't need to hate on them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even, if a player's like that, I don't even want them on my squad. So
that's what
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them around me. But it could.
With that, Mo. I agree with that, but there are haters in the midst.
Oh, for sure. But that's what I was.
Point. It could. Now, again, you always want to build somebody else up and be like, and you recognize where you are and where you stand on the team and what you give to the team, and it may not be what it may not be yards, rush yards and touchdowns, but I can see, a couple people. If you got 65 people, let's give it a good 5%.
Right.
Gonna be thinking, man, he don't need that, or and that might cause a skirmish or two. I can see that. I don't think that would be the overwhelming majority. I think people will grow up and think, you know what, that's his money. That's what he deserves it. He earned it. Again, you would hope they would say, well, what can I do to put everybody else put everybody up on the same level, or do what I can for me. But you're gonna have a couple people that's gonna give you the side eye and be thinking, what can I do to sabotage this?
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm sorry, bro. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. So what about like before the money came into play and you had these guys on ESPN every morning getting all these accolades and all this attention? You don't think it was haters that was in that? I mean, it's the same thing. Before the money got.
I'm saying there's always haters.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, so this been going on. Like you got, like you said, Bama. Y'all the best example. Y'all have 5-4 stars everywhere,
right?
And you got only a few amount of guys who gonna get all of the attention every morning on ESPN. Right. No matter what the second string receiver do, Devontae Smith is gonna get attention every morning. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like so, that's the same thing. You gonna have, like Kamilah said, you gonna have haters all the time.
Yeah, so but it's not the same thing, bro. It's not the same thing because we're talking about money. Yeah, attention on ESPN is one thing, but we're talking about cash NIL deals. That's a totally different ball game at the end of the day.
But before the money got involved, that attention is what's going to get you money. That's what's gonna put your name out there, put you in the headlines. Like, you don't think these NFL scouts watch that?
Light on what's really been going on for all these years. We all know
money been involved. I ain't want to say money been involved. Like,
a lot of these athletes don't come from money. We know, you know what I'm saying? We know that they don't come from money. And we know the job that the boosters play especially for these top programs. So, it's always a way around to skirt the system, It just is, but I don't disagree with what
but Fred, I was about to say, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, go ahead, bro. A lot of these athletes, for whatever reason, been around them. It ain't even about the money. We got to talk about the groupie love too, from the fans and everything else. That envy is, it's something that's great. So my thing is, I'm not gonna stop these players from getting this money because of the Judas out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, right.
They just got to be dealt with swiftly, keep them from around you, but get your money at the end of the day. If they're going to hate, let them hate.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. I just, like I said, to Jay's point, which I definitely agree with, I wanted to play devil's advocate. He was just talking about, you on ESPN. I can bring in the Fab Five, right? They were on ESPN, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everywhere. Jersey selling out the yin yang, right? But according to Jalen Rose, you know what I'm saying, they ain't have a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of at the end of the day. It's somewhat hard for me to believe, but You know,
it's
hard for me to
y'all almost
believe.
talked about athletes, and it's hard for y'all. Come on,
exactly right.
Hey, Jalen Rose.
Fast
Hey, we got
Five is why I got cable in college. So
exactly.
I'm not against my fellas.
And like you said, Kamilah, these colleges been paying these guys. So if anything, if you ask me, that would have been worse than what it is now, because now the money is legal. Like you can pay these players. Back in the day, you was paying these top guys. Like let's use like a Jadeveon Clowney. Like you paying these top guys to come to your school, and these other players not dumb. They know these certain players getting paid. So you don't think the envy was even higher then? Like I didn't want to say that, but Kamilah brought it out. So that's what I was getting at. You don't think it was worse then, before the money was even legal? Like these guys. Like if I'm a guy and I was second string last year and I'm expecting to be starting next year, right? But then a top recruit who got no business coming here, but our school paid them to come here. You don't think that envy was even higher back then? That's what I'm saying. It was worse then.
And I think all in all, to put a button on this is that they have the option now, which they didn't before.
You're right.
And that's positive. What you do with it is what you do with it.
Yep.
You know, like Mo said, if we can educate these athletes to make good, sound money decisions and get the right people in their corner, that's all positive. We all know that there's always a group that doesn't get it and unfortunately doesn't do what their money what they should.
Right. Okay. To all our viewers and listeners out there, hey, feel free to go to our No Cap Sports Show via YouTube and like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all the notifications.
All right, fellas, it's March Madness. Let me say this. For me, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes.
Listen, at 12 o'clock on Thursdays, my student already know I will lose my mind. I shouldn't say this, but the curriculum stuff might stop at 12 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had you back today.
It may not happen or have happened every year of my teaching career because I lose my mind.
You just gotta watch it.
Fellas, we dancing, it's time, and for whatever reason, that Thursday is usually a beautiful day. I'm in this game for the long haul, so I know it's like it's a beautiful day. The air smells fresh, like springtime. And I'm telling you, 12:01 when the ball drops, man, listen, I'm so excited for this. And I just want to shout out the MEAC. Coming out of the MEAC, Norfolk State is dancing again, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. I may be wearing a CIAA school Virginia State sweatshirt, but the last time we recall Norfolk State making the tournament, they made some noise.
Yeah, the girls. I think the girls won the championship yesterday, right? Last night. Yes. Congrats to Norfolk State women's basketball team. Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts, JWill, Mo?
Me personally, I think everybody loves March Madness because this is us, playing 5 seconds in the backyard, thinking we can beat anybody. When you see a mid-major or MEAC school beat one of these larger programs, it just gives everybody that shot that they think they can do it. Yeah. Now, like I said, I think it's great because in college football, this will never happen. The larger programs, they're gonna always rule the day. But in college basketball, any given Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anybody can go down. So I love it. I'm on the women's side this time. Shout out to the Lady Gamecocks. They represent the whole state of South Carolina. Hopefully they can bring that thing home.
They will. I feel the same, man. Y'all know how I am. I always advocated March Madness is the best postseason out of any sport. So I'm locked in. I'm like Kamilah, man. At work on Thursday at 12. Don't ask me to do a damn thing. I'm liable to take the day early on your ass and go home. You ask me to do something. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have my phone locked in, man. I love March Madness, though. I'm telling you, I get excited like I'm about to play in the damn tournament. I can't wait. I love it.
Yeah. Hey guys, you guys have any sleepers? I know the bracket's not completely done yet. Any sleepers out there?
So, question: what do you call a sleeper? Like, what seed on down is considered a sleeper?
Good, hey, good question, bro. Hopefully I have a better answer. I would say anywhere between. I would say anywhere between what 9 and 16.
9 and 16.
Right.
Always bet on the 12 seed. That's all I got.
Yeah, you got a formula.
I would have to. I gotta wait to see when the bracket plays out, because I don't know who's gonna fall to like an 8th. I usually say between 7 and 8 on down is usually a sleeper, because usually the top 5 or 6 is gonna be like the favorites any matchup. But once you start getting to like 8, that's when you can get like your maybe like a what's the school, like a they blue and yellow, they navy blue and yellow, not Murray State, but it's oh my god, I just had the name of them.
Not St. Louis.
What
no, not St. Louis.
What
they
from
like Tennessee, I want to say.
Oh, Murray, not Murray State.
Murray State.
Yeah, not Murray State. You said
Chattanooga. It might be Chattanooga State.
Not Belmont.
No, not Belmont. I think it's like Tennessee, Chattanooga, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
okay,
it's like they always be like a 9th seed, man, and they always give people problems, though.
Or East Middle Tennessee State or something like that.
Not Middle Tennessee.
No.
I think it's Tennessee, Chattanooga. But I mean, even like Murray State a few years ago, they was like what 9th seed, 10th seed.
Oh yeah,
man, giving people problems. You know what I'm saying? So I usually say around that 8th seed. I'm gonna have to see the bracket, but bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be an 8th seed that's gonna make it to about the Sweet 16.
But you know what, guys?
I'm sorry, let me throw some names out here real quick.
Go ahead,
Let me throw some names out here real quick. So, who's in right now? Akron. I'm gonna read this list: Arizona, Boise State, Cal State, Fullerton, Kansas, Montana State, New Mexico State, Norfolk State, St. Peter's. So, Sister Jean, Texas A&M, Vermont, Villanova, Virginia Tech, and UAB.
Virginia Tech. Wow.
So Texas
Virginia
A&M
Tech
gonna
last
be a good
night.
I like Texas A&M.
To Duke, they convincingly beat Duke.
Yeah.
But Duke had already beaten them, or it's always hard to beat
it
2 or 3 times in the same season. But of that list, Kansas had a rough start, but came on.
Big time.
But like Vermont, I don't see them going too far. But that's a type of school that would come out of
depending on the matchup.
round,
Exactly.
Yeah, because just like you said, it's gonna be that team gonna be like, man, I'm not really worried about Vermont, and they're gonna come out there in the first half and hit 10 threes on your ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do they have to lose?
They don't got nothing
Absolutely.
to lose. Yeah.
Yep.
But you know what, guys? In terms of this year and with the March Madness, it's no dominant team like last year. Last year you had Gonzaga, and you had Baylor, right? Those, they were expected to get to the Final Four. But this year, you talking about you got probably about 10 to 12 teams that can really get out there, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me ask you. So, did you expect Baylor to make the Final Four last year?
I did, bro. I had him in my Final Four.
I didn't have him in mine.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Baylor to me was a surprise to do what they did.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we did like a they call it bracketology in like a little group. Bro, the top 4 or 5 people that was in our league, nobody had Baylor past the Elite 8.
I didn't have them in mind.
They was kind of
good thing I wasn't in your bracket. I would have won.
It was kind of unexpected, bro. Like the way they was doing people, bro. Like you didn't. I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't expect them to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't. Like the way they handled them teams, bro. I didn't expect that. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't. They
last year they defended. I can't speak for them this year. They just defended all over the court, bro. And they had 2 dogs. You know what I'm saying? At the guard position, man. That just go after you, man.
Right.
So,
hey, Fred, I'm glad you brought that up. So when I think of March Madness, it's the teams, but I think about people like Davion Mitchell, who's going to improve their draft stock, what I mean, to vault into that top 5. You think about a player like Shabazz Napier. Before the tournament, I don't even think he was going in the first round, but that run that he was on, him up there. Players like Josh Hart. What's the guy that played for the Mavericks now? Forgot
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, when he went on that run. So for me, it's some of those magical players. Bring back one from the past, Mateen Cleaves. Seeing those runs that they go on.
He should have never been. He should have never been drafted.
State.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Mo Peterson.
Flint. What was they from? Flintstone. Absolute Flint, Michigan, baby. Yeah, they used to get it in.
Hey, so I got a question for y'all before we end up running out of time. I got a question for y'all. Who do y'all feel like is the biggest basketball disappointment in the NBA ever?
Greg Oden.
Old face.
LeBron's twin.
Yeah, for real. Goddamn rock terrier face. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Greg Oden was a huge
Yeah,
disappointment.
he was. I'm gonna play devil's gap. So we got the player or we got a pick. I'm gonna say the player for me is Sam Bowie. Anytime you drafted before Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, and I believe Akeem Olajuwon as well. You gotta be one of the biggest busts, even though his body's failed him. Now we talking about a draft pick. It's Darko Milicic, the Detroit Pistons. Listen to me. I know this is a censored show, but the Detroit Pistons fucked that pick up. You know what I'm saying? You had
Carmelo Anthony right there.
You had Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh. The list goes on and on. They messed that up.
You know what though, bro? I agree and disagree. Right? Meaning that, yeah. I don't blame Milicic. I blame Detroit's front office. Bottom line,
yeah,
I do. I'm like, Joe Dumars, what the hell was you thinking about?
Why should pick Commander?
That's a sensitive subject right there. But yeah, man, I think Joe Dumars was more to blame just as much as Milicic at the end of the day. I mean, you had an obvious choice, Carmelo Anthony, right there waiting in the wings. Just imagine if you had him on that squad, man, when they was competing back in 2004, 2005. That'd be a different subject. But that's neither here nor there. Mine is Harold Miner. This baby Jordan stuff and all these comparisons and had me all hyped up when he was playing for USC and, you know, averaging 25 a game. Get to the NBA, get drafted by Miami, couldn't do a damn thing, man. I'm like, man, get your ass up out of here.
When did he get picked by Miami? What pick was he? What pick was he?
I you know what, bro? I can't remember. I want to say he was. Yeah, I can't remember. Was he? You know what? I think it was late 20s, man, because I think his workout. I think his workout didn't go too well. So
So are you saying he the biggest disappointment because of who he got compared to?
Yeah, just in terms of who he got compared to. That's
it was the hype.
Yeah, it was the hype. That's not his fault. You can't say he the biggest because that ain't
come out there. Hold on. You come out there with number 23 on, Jordans and shit like that, and you rocking away, hitting rockaway dunks and all this. Man, I don't hear that shit. He thought he was Jordan.
He was a 12th overall pick, so he was a lottery pick.
Yeah, okay.
He was actually supposed to get drafted earlier, but I think his workouts, like I said, didn't go too well. So his stock had plummeted just a little bit. But that's mine.
I got two of them. So I'm gonna do kind of like how Mo did. So we talking just straight pick. I'm gonna say when Cleveland picked fucking Anthony Bennett first overall.
Oh shit!
Like, bro, what the hell was that? Bro, you pick Anthony Bennett, and then I don't even think he ever played a game in the NBA. I don't think.
But over who though, Jay?
Bro, he was number one. It was a draft. Hold on. I'll pull it
that draft. Yeah, because that wasn't the best draft class at that time.
Wasn't Devin Booker in that draft?
Bro, hold on. I'm telling you, it was some players.
Booker went like 14th in that draft, bro, to Phoenix.
So it was a 2013 draft. They picked Anthony Bennett over. That was the year Nerlens Noel came out of college.
Yeah,
Trey Burke just finished at Michigan. Right. You had Victor Oladipo. Bro, you picked Anthony Bennett over all these guys, though.
Hold on, Fred. I got
CJ McCollum, Michael Carter Williams.
Like, Giannis was in that draft, bro. That's all you got to say.
And he was drafted like 18th, you know. So 17, 18-year-old kid.
I was a whole lot of evaluators.
Like, honestly, I thought Oladipo was gonna go first. Like, he was killing in college. These dudes, Michael Carter Williams, them boys was killing in college, and you go pick Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett was killing in college as well. He was killing in college. He was big time in college.
I remember that. I ain't remember much about Anthony Bennett, brother.
Yeah, he was killing in college big time.
But if I'm a just go
flops.
Yeah.
The Washington Wizards.
Yeah,
who's that?
Front office flop, like
for sure.
Really?
That's one thing we agree on.
I mean, just perennially, like
absolutely
straight up, like what are we doing here?
Yeah,
but if you gonna go player, I mean, it's easy for people to say Kwame Brown. I'm not gonna really say Kwame Brown, man. I'm gonna try to be a little futuristic right now. So it's gonna pain me to say this, but if he does another year of what he did, what he's been doing, really. I'm going to say Zion is going to be the biggest disappointment of all time with the hype coming out of high school, hype coming out of Duke, this injury stuff he's been having. I've been saying it, but he's way too heavy, and he's gotten heavier, and he got problems with his knees and his feet.
Yeah.
You're never going to get over that if you're pushing 300 pounds jumping the way you do.
Right.
Yeah. Hopping out of shoes.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
So if he ends up not being able to do anything over the next few years, because every time he does get through a rehab, he goes to do some conditioning or some training and he re-injures it. Got to have surgery. Like he's done had surgery twice. So I'm telling you, man, he's going to be the biggest.
And on top of that, bro, I agree with you, because I know whenever the Pelicans look at TV and they see Ja Morant, what he doing, and then RJ Barrett, believe it or not,
coming on
29 points over the last month.
Yeah, he done had crazy. 50 and 40, I think.
But I mean, he was an obvious pick. You know, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, this is what I think. Yeah, he's become injury prone. I knew it was going to be a problem when he got drafted by New Orleans. You surrounded by all that Cajun cuisine. It can become problematic. My favorite word today is problematic.
You go to New Orleans.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
1 week, you 20 pounds heavy.
Exactly.
Hey, look, and that's what I'm saying. He was already heavy.
For real.
That's on the franchise, though, man. They knew that. They knew they had them beignets down there.
Exactly, bro. At the end of the day, he doesn't want to be there, and I expect for him to be traded, possibly to New York or what have you, this summer. So that's something that we'll see. Hey guys, before we wrap up, let me ask you guys this: favorite female athlete of all time. I mean, this is women. You know what I'm saying? This is Women's Month. So we want to pay a tribute in terms of Women's Month. We want to talk about who's the best female athlete of all time. Or should I say the greatest female athlete of all time?
It's hard to pick one. Can I start it off?
Go ahead, yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
I'm going to go with Serena.
Okay.
Because my head says that. But y'all know I got a heart pick.
Right.
My heart pick, super duper star from when I was 9 years old, and shout out to Mo, USC head coach Dawn Staley. She played for UVA, and when I tell you idol status, like that girl, I think she played with the Twins.
She did.
Those white girls' names.
The Bergmans or something like that.
Something with a B.
Yeah. Heidi Berg. Yeah.
I love Dawn Staley with my whole heart, but Serena is a beast. So of all time, yeah, I'll give her that.
I'm with you, Miss Mills. I think Serena's definitely up there. I mean, because you're talking about global status, but if you asking me my favorite, somebody that I grew up watching, this was before the WNBA when we had to catch them in the Olympics. Man, it was Lisa Leslie for me. I love the way she carried herself with style and grace. She was dominant. So that was me. She made me fall in love. Believe it or not, it wasn't a male player. It was Lisa Leslie that made me fall in love with the game of basketball and the way that her footwork and patience around the basket. So and I mean Cheryl Swoop's a close second, but it was Lisa Leslie for me.
For me, I'm kind of biting off everybody, but I'm gonna do like Kamilah, man. My head is Serena Williams. I mean, that's the first person that come to mind. You know, Serena, probably one of the most dominant women ever, if you want to say that. But my favorite female athlete of all time is Allison Felix. I like. I'm a big track person, I love watching track, especially women run track. I don't know why, but like the women be hitting them hurdles, man. They do the 4x1. Like I don't know. Every year for the Olympics, bro. I love watching the women, you know, because it's just amazing. Like you just don't think when you hear fast, you naturally think, oh, men, just super. Yes. But it's crazy to watch a woman who's very fast. Like it's like mind blowing. Like a woman can be this. Not saying women can't do nothing, but it's just like it's crazy to see these women running this fast. And she's probably like one of the most decorated female Olympian runners. So I love Allison Felix, man.
And Fred and I come from a high school that track was always on point. Right. So I think we look at track with a different lens. Like I think we might shed a tear sometimes. Like we can see, like when we used to call it walking them down, when we could see our person walk down and we go whoop, whoop, whoop. Like so we might look at it through a different lens. So track always has my heart.
Yeah. True story, hon. I'm with you guys, man. It's like, my head tells me Serena and Simone Biles. But like you guys said, in terms of my heart, like I said, I fell in love with this lady, man. I think it was like 85, 86. We talking about Cheryl Miller. I
Oh,
was a huge Cheryl Miller fan, man. Anytime, look at a Reggie Miller interview. He'll tell you. He said she was way better than I was. I couldn't beat her for nothing. And just looking at her playing with UCLA and just being as dominant as she was, and not to have a WNBA at that time,
right.
You know, I mean, she missed out on that. Yeah, she's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, female athletes of all time.
Hey,
Sure,
team,
no.
I want to big up somebody, man, and this is somebody that don't really get talked about in our community because of steroid controversy. But FloJo, man, that's another female athlete that changed it. She allowed the Allison Felix and the Richardsons of the world to come through and be themselves. You know, prior to that, man, they try to put a female athlete in a box, and she broke the mold.
Yeah, I was so just as a little girl watching her, the hair, the nails, and I'm like, man, she's smoking them. You know, like I still probably was under 10 when she died, and died suddenly. If y'all remember, you know, and that broke me for a minute. I was like, wow, I was legit sad about that.
Yeah, me and you both. Like I said, she was a hell of an athlete, a hell of a track star, big time.
JWill,
you a little foggy. Okay.
Yeah, you see me trying to fix it. I don't know why my camera doing that. I'm trying to make it zoom. It's all good. Hey, so all right, man. So y'all know I've been waiting. Y'all been asking me for a few weeks to do this, man. So I finally get my chance, dog. So first, it's gonna be two sides to this. So first, hey, Ebony, put the camera back on all us real quick. I want to ask the fellas something part of this. So,
all right.
So Mo and Fred. So y'all remember when I was giving Harden all this crap about the new rule change and da 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 da. So first, I want to give him some flowers. I feel like he shut my ass up. He adjusted pretty damn well to the new rule. Harden was on a tear, man. He was killing. So like I told you, if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. Y'all, Fred, you was the main one telling me he is a player, great skill. He can adjust, and I argue back. I want to personally apologize. You was right. Harden adjusted. Now, on the other side, I tried to tell y'all, especially you, Fred, I'm going to come right back. When it's a big game and when it matters, that boy Harden shits the bed. I'm telling you. That what he just did against Brooklyn, that is vintage playoff Harden. I tried to tell you, man, and I know I know you said it in the group, like, you know what, JWill, you was right. You tried to tell me. Listen, I want to say it on air. I told your ass about James Harden, man. I want to give him his flowers because he adjusted. I thought he was going to average. Remember, I said something wild, like 17, 18.
Right.
I'll take my L on that. That was a terrible take. But on the other hand, that boy Harden, bro, when the game matters, I told you need to be glad y'all got him out of Brooklyn because when the game matters, you're not going to get much from Harden. I'm telling you.
Well, look here, little bro, you get no argument from me over here. I owe you an apology as well. I gotta take my L just like you took your L, man. You told me, bro, hanging out with Lil Baby and you know what I'm saying, and strip clubs, and hey, I don't have nothing to do what you do after hours. Only thing I ask you to do is perform and perform at the highest possible level. You knew this game was coming up. You knew exactly how much it meant. You wanted to get out of Brooklyn real bad. You used Houston and you used Brooklyn to get to Philadelphia at the end of the day. I'm not mad at you. That's what you wanted. That's fine. At the end of the day, bro, Imano. Kyrie Irving told you, this is personal. I'm picking you up full court. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you got. And you're right. He folded. He folded, bro. He folded like a tent. He folded like a cheap tent. And I was highly disappointed. I mean, first of all, I was excited, but I was highly disappointed just to see like the response from him, which was no response. So, hey, that's my opinion on it, bro.
My thing is, bro, whenever you see games like that, you can't really get mad at Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Gary Payton when they say the new school athletes don't have heart. You know what I mean? I can't imagine Gary Payton calling out Kevin Johnson like that and Kevin Johnson not at least coming to play. You know what I mean? Or where's Joel Embiid? If Kyrie Irving picking him up half court, put that 270 in his chest. You know what I'm saying? What a screen at? How you gonna help your man out? But man, that was embarrassing. I mean, that's embarrassing for a pro athlete not to show up like that. Now that goes on his resume. Now, at the end of the day, we talked about LeBron a couple weeks ago. We talked about Kevin Durant. With Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and some of these other players, y'all Hall of Fame resume is getting written. So don't talk about what people in the media say, what fans got to say. We watch. We forward observers. Y'all writing y'all own resume when y'all don't show up. Y'all can't make layups. The biggest game of the regular season, you going one for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
With 11
That's
points.
Unacceptable.
Very unacceptable.
I agree with all of you, and I just wanna give a shout out to the NBA players of the late 90s. Like, you know, that was exciting. Like the Gary Paytons, like you said, I really wanted to watch basketball. Like, you know, on a Saturday, I watch all the games, you know. On a Tuesday and Thursday nights, I'm gonna watch the games. Right. But now I'm just like, yeah, I'll wait till the playoffs and see what's popping off.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really giving me nothing, you know. And shout out to LeBron for hitting 50, but you know, it was against me when you go back to the West Coast. Like I'm, you know, you're
right. I agree. Hey, to all our viewers and listeners out there, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our No Cap Sports Show via the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bells for all the notifications. Any final thoughts, guys, before we wrap it up?
Hey, man, you know me. I've been saying the same thing for the last 2 weeks. I'm going to say it again, dog. I cannot wait for Thursday. I cannot wait for Thursday.
It's the most wonderful time. I'll sing you out in the background of the year.
Yeah. Hey, y'all said it. I can't wait for March Madness to kick off. NFL free agency's kicking off. We've seen a lot of residual moves. I'm looking forward to our show on Wednesday. Yes, and I wore this shirt because I'm a bandwagon, a baseball bat. April 7th. As long as the Braves is winning, I'm supporting. As soon as them motherfuckers start losing, you ain't gonna block me. All the Braves shit going in the closet.
Braves, I'm with y'all regardless, man. I'm with y'all.
Oh, man.
Thank you for giving me a good memory of my 1 year past granddad, Dickie. He loved the Yankees and couldn't stand the Braves. And when I would talk to him, he'd be like, that damn Bobby Cox.
That damn Bobby Cox.
Giving me that memory.
Well, look here, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Much love and respect to you. We out.
Thanks.